didn't know Maltran's fame even extended into Roland's.
That's how grand her achievements are. Well, that and she kinda sticks out, don't you think?
Agreed.
Her and her pupil alike.
They're totally cut from the same cloth.
Huh? You mean Alicia and Maltran? We were thinking they were polar opposites.
Seriously? I've seen them both every now and then when I've been at the palace, but they're both so crap, how can I put it? Uptight, fervent, committed?
I can kinda get that.
Right? That's why it all clicked when I found out they were teacher and student.
We always hurt the ones we love the most.
Huh? We do? Why?
No reason. It just popped into my head.
Not a lot of clues to her whereabouts.
We know something bad happened. Maybe Syndra and Margaret had already known each other from before.
So you think Margaret had such strong resonance that she could talk to Seraphim?
Yeah, it's like they were once friends, but...
Something happened.
Yeah. All the more reason we need to find and talk with Margaret.
A little girl can't have gone that far away. Let's look for her tomorrow around the city.
Ah! A scream? Right outside!
It's a Rougarou, a Hellion that goes berserk when the moon is out.
Could it be behind the murder streak?
I'm gonna fight Serenity!
Huh? It's kinda weak.
Oh! A wolf monster!
She has resonance too? Dang.
We're going after it. Come on, hurry!
There's two of them? And...
It's eating its own kind? Lila, is this a Rougarou as well?
No, this is a Hellion breed wolf. It's a beast turned Hellion.
It's agile, but open for attack after it moves.
I will smite you!
Mortify!
Go!
Dancing flame!
May your knowledge be upon you! Freezing strike! Lord of Water! Blue Flurry! Aim and fire!
Burning Echo!
Break on through! Shake Zero!
Purgatory Flame! Rain of Fire! Killer
Who's off the way? Blue Flurry! Pierce and explode! Break on through!
Molten Wall!
Blue Flurry!
Purgatory Flame!
Binding Vortex!
Get lost! Killers of Flame!
Azure Assault!
Release my Spear Rhapsody!
Blue Flurry! Ocean
Purgatory
Flash!
Flame!
Sate Zero! Shatter to lose!
Yeah! They assault! The Crimson Red! Blazing Demon Transport!
I will smite evil! Try this out!
Blazing Demon Transport! Burning Strike!
Lord of Water! Blue Flurry! Break on through! Don't fight! Earthborn!
Time that'll
Remaining giants that won't house this! Eat this! Echo Shock Rock Winner! Quiver! Echo Shock, take this! What? What is going on?
Margaret?
You can tell it's really me, even though my mom said I'm a monster.
Of course. I know you're not a monster.
No, but I became one because me and Wiggs got so angry. Wiggs became a super scary monster all of a sudden, and then killed the people in the city. I got really scared, and so I went to go see my mom to get help, but then my mom...
Don't worry. Your mama's gonna come soon.
Really? I'm so happy.
Syndra, I sensed the presence of Hellions, and also a bit of nostalgia.
I can hear Syndra's voice. Wiggs, let's go to the bells. Syndra will be waiting for us.
Margaret. I could have stopped this if I hadn't run away.
Syndra.
All Margaret said was that there isn't a seraph enshrined in the sanctuary.
I see. And so that must have been what led to the bullying.
Yes. In the midst of the intensifying clash between countries, the Church has been disciplining their believers more strictly. It's gotten to a point where they've started to act hostile towards anyone else with conflicting values and beliefs. Even if it is just some child's nonsense.
So that's the reason why you left, out of utter disgust with humans.
Shepherd Saray, please, could you give me just one more chance to protect the city?
I'd like to, but that city is still...
But she's willing to do it, right?
Yes, I won't have people speak of my friend as a liar.
I've always thought that having residents was a good thing, but I guess that's not always true.
Once you can see with it, your world is never the same again. Depending on how you take it in, you could change for the worse.
In the end, it is what you make of it.
Everyone's got their own values.
But different values bring conflict amongst the people.
Humans and Seraphim effectively live in different worlds. No wonder it's hard to live in harmony with each other. It's the same for shepherds and humans.
What's important is having the capacity to accept each other's differences.
Right. We're separate beings in the end, after all. Besides, resonance has nothing to do with this anyways. Those bullies are at fault.
Where on earth could the trial shrines be?
Why don't we double-check the mural back at the hideout?
It's the kids. The ones hunting soldiers.
They're dead.
Did the army do it? Doubtful. They wouldn't leave corpses in the open like this, nor would they go to such extremes. Who else could it be? Thank goodness! One's still alive!
We did what they asked. Why?
Saray, watch out!
Why did you kill them?
Could it be that she...
I don't know. We'll deal with that later.
We must purify her! It's over! Focus! Get on! No escape!
Not done yet!
Ready? It's over! That did it! Back off! Body fire! Fire!
Open the way for him!
Are very resilient. Be careful.
Predatory flame!
Same zero!
Here's
Right on through! Same zero!
Burn! We did it. But she was the only one we could save.
Hey, over there!
Oh, he's still breathing!
Whoa there, Mr. Shepard. What's going on?
Oish! Perfect timing!
We need help!
Let's start with the treatment. Just leave the young'uns to me. Neither of them have mortal injuries, but they're not waking up yet.
Did our purification fail?
No, it's more of a psychological kind of deal.
What on earth could have happened to them?
He beat us. We did what we were told and lived as bandits.
He? So you guys were hired by someone?
Yeah, we weren't sure we wanted to keep hunting lone soldiers. Then he told us there was an easier way to make money. We did what we were told and attacked the carrier. And he bought all the stolen freight for a high price. He even promised us that he'd hook us up with legit jobs soon after.
So who is this guy?
I don't know. Our leader was the only one who talked to him, and I'm not that smart. But we believed in him because we always wanted to have honest jobs. But then he said he was gonna destroy all the evidence and sent a bunch of soldiers and killed everybody.
Destroy all the evidence?
We were so foolish. I've never been smart, but I'm so disappointed in myself. Please, avenge them. They took all our money, too. We only have this, but please.
In Earth and Historia.
Don't worry. The scattered bones will see your request through.
Rose.
Some of us are low on health.
So I guess that means that general guy was exiled? From the army? From his country?
Maybe he lost a war? Just a thought.
Once there had been huge crowds cheering for him. And now... It makes me wonder, there was no one at all he could turn to?
That's par for the course for humans.
Are you really going to take on his request?
Yeah, I mean, I kinda already did.
Huh. Are you sure this is okay? I hate to sound harsh, but those children were accomplices in a crime.
Yeah, meaning in this case, the mercenaries punished the group of thieves who caused them all this trouble. But, I mean, those kids were just trying to survive. They knew they were doing a bad thing, and they were trying to break free of that vicious cycle. Someone took advantage of that and murdered them. What those kids did was wrong. But even so, the one who betrayed them was just as wrong.
Maybe, but... sorry. I don't know the right answer to this.
I'm not blaming you. Sorry if I made you feel that way. And it's not like it's just their problem.
Huh?
Just don't worry about it. Seriously, I'll totally do the detective work. If it's a Hellion thing, it's all you.
Alright. Let's find out who's behind it all first.
You got it. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I should ask Agil to look after these kids.
If this ruin dates from the temperance of Avarost, this is a huge find!
No kidding. A mysterious ruin, only mentioned in the Celestial Record once in passing.
You sure had a grim look on your face when we left Pendrago.
I've got vengeance to seek in that town.
How could this have happened?
Is that a monolith?
We mustn't hold back!
Focus! Come on, everyone!
Right on!
Your dreams! Forward surge! Center bang! Ready, get! Alright! Sword flare! No escape! When it's go time, we go all the way!
Overdo it and you'll just exhaust yourself, Saray.
Ready, Nick Leo? Rolling the dragon! Hang on, everyone! The ruins are calling me.
I'm ready.
Untamed, vicious boars become hellions like this.
Watch out! Its charge attack will bore you to death!
You'd been waiting to say that.
Come on, everyone! Slice through. Come on, everyone! Ready?
Saray, you're definitely improving more.
Yep.
careless out there!
Vermilion Rain!
Sweet dreams! Slice the way! Slice the way! Courage! Ready? Pressure, ice! Freeze blaster!
Well, that's a wrap.
Let's do this! Return to board! You know nothing! But you did! I better get it together! First board!
Vermilion Rain! Well, that's a wrap. Enemy spotted, Lion!
Howling deluge! Slice the way! Slice the way! Ice Reblade! Well done! Get on! Sweet dreams! Hang on, everyone! Dragon Bag! Yeah! Not yet! Not in time! Strike! Multiple currents! Return to board! All those hellions sure...
Is everyone ready?
Sweet dreams! Come forth! Everyone!
Fire!
Sweet! Not yet! Yeah! Ready? This is nothing. Ready, Nick Leo? Let's get him! Slice the wire! Sweet dreams!
Right on!
Indeed, that's the end of it.
Enemy spotted, Lion!
can sense the ancient tongue. We're near one.
Don't overdo it, Rose.
Multiple current!
Double demon bang!
Those were some dreams!
Wind blow! Lead the way!
Hang on, everyone!
That's the end of that!
So, where did they say they saw the Iris gem?
Whoops, I forgot to ask. I didn't really want to talk to them for long.
Fine, let's find it ourselves.
We mustn't hold back!
Saray? How long have you known Destiny?
Wasn't worried for a moment.
Healing power! Not yet! Water!
Not half bad.
Crimson Axe! Looks like we win! Ready, Nick Leo? Howling Taylor!
Like you tried to play!
Rolling surge! Shadow shot!
Take this!
Go for it! Back off!
Shine clear!
Dragon Bang!
Do not underestimate me.
Let's begin the
May your
purification!
knowledge seep from you! Slice through it! Multiple currents! Howling Taylor! Spidey! Sweet dreams! Multiple currents!
Well, that's a wrap.
thanks to all of you.
Thanks to us, indeed.
Well, every little bit helps.
Don't get careless out there.
Inflict physical ailments for effect on the undead. Got it?
They certainly get intense when attacked.
Maybe we should save them for last then.
Glimmer Dragon! Don't let up! Heat barrier!
You can eat as much as you want whenever you're not feeling well.
Steady your nerves.
Ready? Earth Dragon Bang! Solid block! Hang on, everyone! Multiple turns! Find the enemy! On board!
I still got stamina to spare.
Ready, Nick Leo?
Perfect flame surrounds me!
Tiger Blade!
Let's fly! Don't let up!
Yeah! Crimson Edge! Right! Freeze!
May your soul whisper cry out! Freeze!
Return to
Storm of flame surrounds me!
Ready?
I still got stamina to spare. We mustn't hold back!
Courage! Ready, Gale!
Come forth! Perfect flame surrounds me! Bring it on!
I will smite evil! Shadow Shot! Shatter Fang!
Dreams.
You sure work hard.
No, compared to what Saray goes through, this is nothing.
Ready, Nick Leo? Howling Deluge!
Flames of crimson! Our objective is Glimmer! Flames of fury! Double Return to board! Radiant Wing!
I will smite evil!
A storm of flames surrounds!
Sweet!
I still got stamina to spare.
I just saw a monolith written in ancient tongue.
Enemy spotted, Lilac!
your nerve!
They like it!
Right! Lightning strike! Deliver threat! Lightning strike! Sonic thrust!
Ready, go, right!
This is it!
Ready, go! Sweet!
I want to become stronger as a seraph.
You have more than enough talent for it.
Keep your focus!
My divine flame!
Try this on!